So now we're going to multiply a polynomial times a polynomial. So the example we are going to have is a binomial, so something like a plus b times a trinomial, c plus d plus e. Okay, what we need to do, one method is the distributive method. So you're going to take a times each of these terms, and then you're going to take b times each of those terms. You can't use acronym FOIL because there's too many terms. So the FOIL only works for a binomial times a binomial. But that's the idea. So it's kind of like you're taking one term times each of the others, and then the other one times each of the others. Now, you might be asking, well, could I have a trinomial times a trinomial? Yeah, sometimes we'll see those problems. I don't know if there's any in this textbook, but sometimes they'll have those. And you just have to make sure that each term in the left gets multiplied times each term in the right polynomial. Okay. So here we go, the distributive, and we call this the distributive property. So I have y minus 3 times y squared minus 5y plus 2. So I'm going to get a lot of terms. Okay, so I'll go ahead and use green here. Y times y squared. You can write this out, or you could just say, well, it's y cubed, but I don't know which way is easier for you to see. So this is going to be minus y times 5y, and then this one's going to be plus y times 2. And then we'll fix those on the next go around. All right, now I'm going to take minus 3 times y squared. Okay, you can put them in parentheses if you want. I didn't do that. There they are. Then it's negative times a negative, so it's going to be positive. And then it's going to be 3 times 5y. Once I determine the sign, I don't worry about the negatives. All right, and then it's a negative times a positive, so it's going to be minus. And then it's going to be 3 times 2. All right, so how many terms do we have? There's 6 terms. All right, and we'll figure them all out. So we're going to have y cubed, a minus 5y squared, a plus 2y. Okay, so I'm to this one now. A minus 3y squared, a plus 15y, and a minus 6. So then I have to look and see if any of them are like terms. Well, it turns out that the minus 5y squared and the minus 3y squared, those can be combined. All right, I'm still going to start with my y cubed. It's the highest exponent, and it should come first. I don't have any other y cubes, so that one's, just going to be y cubed. All right, now we're going to have a minus 8y squared. Because of those terms that I underlined in blue, those are like terms. We also have this 2y and the 15y. Those are like terms. And so that's going to be plus 17y. And then finally, we have a minus 6, but it doesn't have anything to combine with, so it's just minus 6. So there's the answer. Okay? All right. So that's one way to do the problem. That's usually how I do the problems, like that. The vertical method. So now I have to remember what the problem said. Okay. I think I got it. The vertical method, you usually put the larger polynomial on top. I'm going to check and make sure that I wrote those right. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that, and then y minus 3. Okay. Okay. So then when I multiply, and when I did the vertical method on the last video, I started on the right, or the left. You can start on the right. So it's going to be y, oh, no, let me start with the negative 3. We're going to do that, but let me fix this up so it'll look nice. And you might like this method. I'm going to make it look so nice. You might like this method. I don't usually use this method, but I'm starting to think maybe I should. Okay, so 3 times, well, minus 3 times 2. That's going to be the negative 6. Then I'm going to have negative 3 times negative 5y, which is a plus 15y. And then I'm going to have a negative 3 times the y squared, which is negative 3y squared. Now, if I do this just right and I line them up good, it's going to be easier to see the like terms. That's the only thing. All right, now I've got to take the y times the 2, but I scoot over, so 2y, just like you do in, when you're multiplying a 2-digit number times a 3-digit number. And then I've got the y times the minus 5y. That's going to be minus 5y squared. And then finally I've got the y times the y squared, which is going to be y cubed. All right. And the nice thing about this method is it lines them all up. Now you can do that with the other method. I didn't show that on the previous one, but you can. So if we come across another one, I'll put it in. I forgot a plus sign there, so I'll just squeeze it in there. So we get y cubed minus 8y squared. See, the like terms are all lined up for you. Plus the 17y minus 6. So you might be saying, I like that method better. And that's fine. I don't care which method you use. So whatever works.